Welcome to the training whose main topic is reinforcing students' and graduates' employability in digital education settings. In this part we will talk about digital transformation in higher education, and we will show the steps for mapping digital skill gaps among students and staff. For the start, let's think about our digital habits. A digital habit is a repeated pattern of behavior related to how a person uses digital technology, such as regularly checking a phone, scrolling social media, or responding to notifications. These habits often become automatic over time through repeated interaction with digital devices and platforms. They can be positive or negative and influence things like productivity, well-being, and how we interact with others in the digital world. Let's focus on the positive side. Think of your one digital habit that helps you in daily work. We started by reflecting on digital habits because they shape how we learn, communicate, and work in digital environments, often without us even noticing. By recognizing useful habits early, you can build on your strengths and become more intentional and effective. For this activity called the human algorithm, you can ask participants of your lecture, training, or workshop to form a circle. Participants of this initial game should stand together in a wide circle. In a moment, they will run a human algorithm by following a few simple rules to solve a group puzzle. Each of them will receive a post-it with a number between 1 and 50. Participants should not show their number to anyone else. Their task will be to arrange themselves in a single line from the lowest number to the highest number without speaking. They may use gestures, eye contact, or movement, everything except words. They should work together, stay attentive, and try to complete the sequence as smoothly as possible. This is the explanation of why this icebreaker activity is useful and interesting to show the importance of catching up with digital transformation in education. Just as participants organize themselves efficiently in this exercise, navigating employability in a digital environment also requires clear communication, adaptability, and coordinated action. In digital workplaces and learning environments, people often need to collaborate without always having full information, just like participants didn't know everyone else's number. Success depends on how well we use available tools, signals, and feedback to reach a shared goal. The activity also shows how important problem-solving and flexibility are when conditions are limited or change quickly. In digital education and future jobs, being able to adjust the approach, communicate clearly, and work smoothly with others is a key employability skill. Finally, it reminds us that strong results often come from teamwork, not just individual effort. Now we will look at how digital transformation is changing higher education across Europe and what that means for student employability. Universities are increasingly integrating digital tools, online learning, and new teaching methods that reflect how modern workplaces operate. This shift is not only about technology, but also about developing skills such as digital collaboration, problem solving, and adaptability. Understanding these European trends helps us better prepare students and graduates for the expectations of the current and future labor market. The European Union plays a major role globally, not only by creating laws for its member states, but also by setting wider standards through what is often called the Brussels effect. This means that EU rules, values, and frameworks often influence how other countries and organizations design their own systems, especially when they want to collaborate with Europe or access European markets and funding. In education, this influence is visible through both policy and financial mechanisms. One important element is standardization. Frameworks such as ECTS and the European Qualifications Framework help define how learning credits and qualifications are understood and compared internationally. They support student mobility, international cooperation between universities, and clearer recognition of skills in the labor market. Another key aspect is digital sovereignty. The EU promotes a human-centric approach to digital transformation, meaning technology should support human rights, privacy, accessibility, and fairness. Because many global technology providers work with European institutions, these values often shape software design and digital teaching methods worldwide. Finally, funding. The European Union is currently moving toward a new strategic direction called the A Union of Skills, which will guide policy between 2025 and 2030. Building on the momentum of the European Year of Skills, this strategy aims to address labor shortages and close digital skills gaps across Europe. The idea is not only to react to current workforce needs, but to prepare citizens for future economic and technological changes. This is especially important as digitalization and the green transition continue to reshape jobs and required competencies. One of the key initiatives is the Skills Guarantee pilot, supported with a budget of €14.5 million. This initiative focuses on developing high-demand skills, particularly digital skills, green skills, and transversal skills such as communication, teamwork, and problem-solving. These are increasingly seen as essential for employability across many sectors. Another important shift is the focus on making upskilling a right rather than just an individual responsibility. Tools such as individual learning accounts aim to give people direct access to training opportunities throughout their careers, supporting lifelong learning. Looking ahead, the European Skills Agenda introduces micro-credentials as a key tool for bridging education and the labor market, often called the currency of the future. Micro-credentials are short, targeted learning experiences designed to meet specific skills needs. The EU has established a common framework for these credentials, which ensures that they are comparable, transparent, and aligned with labor market requirements. In higher education, this framework is driving a shift toward more flexible, modular learning. Universities are increasingly offering stackable courses that can be combined over time, supporting lifelong learning and allowing students and professionals to update or expand their skills as needed. This approach makes education more adaptable to rapid changes in technology and the economy. Interoperability is another critical aspect. Micro-credentials are designed to be internationally portable and recognized by employers, making it easier for students and workers to showcase their skills across borders. Finally, initiatives like the Pact for Skills encourage universities to engage in large-scale partnerships with industry. Sectors such as automotive, digital, and health are. The Digital Education Action Plan, running from 2021 to 2027, sets the EU's roadmap for transforming education through digital means. It focuses on two main pillars that work together to strengthen digital education across Europe. The first pillar is creating a high-performing digital ecosystem. This means investing in the necessary infrastructure, ensuring reliable connectivity, and establishing interoperability standards so that systems and platforms can work seamlessly across institutions and countries. A strong ecosystem is the foundation for effective digital teaching and learning. The second pillar focuses on enhancing digital skills for everyone. This includes improving digital literacy among both students and staff, using frameworks such as DigComp to define key competencies. The aim is to equip people with the skills they need to succeed in increasingly digital workplaces and learning environments. Several key tools support these pillars. The European Digital Education Hub fosters cooperation among schools, universities, and other stakeholders to share best practices and innovative approaches. Additionally, the new European Digital Skills Certificate, or EDSC, provides verif. The European Strategy for Universities, or ESU, is a key policy aimed at accelerating digitalization and cross-border collaboration in higher education. Its vision is to transform universities into lighthouses of quality, sustainability, and digital integration across the EU. These institutions are expected to set the standard for excellence in teaching, research, and innovation, while promoting inclusivity and future-oriented skills. A major initiative under this strategy is the European Universities Initiative, or EUI. This creates transnational alliances, allowing students and staff to move seamlessly between partner universities. By facilitating mobility and collaboration, these alliances aim to strengthen cooperation and knowledge exchange across borders. Complementing this, the European degree label establishes a common qualification framework, simplifying recognition of degrees across countries and making qualifications more transparent for employers and institutions. Digital infrastructure is essential to support all of this. The concept of a digital campus promotes secure, interoperable systems for teaching, research, and administration. Without reliable and compatible DIG, the EU AI Act introduces important rules for how artificial intelligence can be used in higher education, especially when it comes to so-called high-risk systems. These include AI tools used for student admissions, assigning students to educational tracks, or evaluating learning outcomes. In these cases, strict requirements apply, including transparency, human oversight, and accuracy. To ensure fairness and accountability in decision-making at the same time, the Act recognizes the need to protect research and innovation. AI models developed purely for scientific research are largely exempt from the strictest rules, allowing universities to experiment and innovate freely in labs. However, even in these cases, strict data governance and ethical procedures are required. Researchers must ensure that data is handled responsibly, that privacy is protected, and that experiments meet ethical standards. Overall, the AI Act balances innovation and protection, enabling universities to explore AI's potential while safeguarding students, staff, and the integrity of educational processes. Erasmus Plus for 2021 to 2027 focuses strongly on digital mobility and inclusion, making international learning opportunities more accessible and flexible. One important initiative is blended intensive programs, or BIPs, which combine a short physical mobility period, ranging from 5 to 30 days, with a compulsory virtual component. This approach allows more students to participate, even if they cannot travel for long periods, and ensures that digital collaboration becomes an integral part of the learning experience. Virtual exchange is another key element, providing funding specifically for online intercultural dialogue. These projects help students develop intercultural and digital skills while engaging with peers across Europe without leaving their home institutions. Erasmus Plus also supports the digitalization of administrative processes. Tools like Erasmus Without Paper and the Erasmus Plus Student and Staff Exchange digital platform require universities to manage all mobility grants and agreements digitally. This improves efficiency, transparency, and interoperability across institutions. Finally, Erasmus Plus provides capacity building funding for non-EU countries. This supports Modernizati. Horizon Europe is the EU's largest research and innovation funding program, with a total budget of €95.5 billion. Georgian institutions, through their associated status, have full access to its opportunities, allowing them to participate in cutting-edge research and innovation projects alongside European partners. One key area is Cluster 4, which focuses on digital, industry, and space. This provides core funding for research in AI, data, robotics, and advanced computing, helping institutions develop high-tech capabilities and contribute to European innovation priorities. Another important opportunity is the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, or EIT. Programs like EIT Digital, EIT Manufacturing, and EIT Raw Materials bring together higher education, research, and business to create integrated skills ecosystems, supporting the development of talent and innovation capacity. All projects funded under Horizon Europe are subject to open science requirements, meaning they must follow EU principles for digital and data management. This ensures transparency, accessibility, and responsible handling of research data, aligning with international standards and best practices. The Digital Europe Programme, or DEP, is a key EU funding instrument aimed at scaling up digital capacity across Europe. It focuses on developing advanced digital skills, high-performance computing, and cybersecurity capabilities, ensuring that both individuals and institutions are prepared for the demands of the digital economy. A central component of this program is the network of European Digital Innovation Hubs, or ADIs. These hubs connect higher education institutions with industry and public sector partners to help small and medium-sized enterprises adopt AI and other advanced digital tools. By acting as local centers of expertise, ADs support innovation, knowledge transfer, and skills development, creating tangible benefits for both students and the wider community. Complementing DEP, the European Social Fund Plus, or ESF Plus, targets job creation, upskilling, and social inclusion. ESF Plus funding supports vocational training and higher education reforms, helping institutions design programs that align with evolving labor market needs. Together, DEP and ESF Plus provide a comprehensive approach. DEP builds digital capacity and innovation ecosystems, while ESF Plus ensures that Indivi. Europass is a key EU tool designed to enhance employability by making skills, qualifications, and achievements transparent, portable, and trusted across borders. A central component is digital credentials, which provide the technical infrastructure for issuing and verifying tamper-proof digital degrees, certificates, and micro-credentials. This ensures that qualifications are reliable, easily shareable, and widely recognized by employers and educational institutions throughout Europe. Another important feature is skills intelligence. By combining AI technology with the ESCO classification system, Europass can analyze skills, competences, qualifications, and occupations in real time. This allows learners and job seekers to receive personalized suggestions for courses, job opportunities, and skills development, helping them close gaps and align with labor market needs. Europass also includes an e-portfolio, a lifelong digital folder where learners can store their badges, degrees, and work samples. This creates a learner-owned record of achievement that can be shared with employers, educational institutions, or training providers at any stage of their career. By integrating digital CRE. Recent research funded by Horizon Europe provides valuable insights into digital transformation in higher education. Projects like DGHE and MicroCredX focus on assessing institutional digital readiness and developing quality assurance mechanisms for microcredentials. These initiatives help universities evaluate their current digital infrastructure, teaching practices, and administrative processes, ensuring they are prepared to deliver flexible, modular, and high-quality learning experiences. Another key finding from Horizon-funded research relates to automation and the resulting skills mismatch. Studies consistently show that higher education must embed transversal skills, such as communication, problem-solving, and adaptability, as well as socio-emotional skills, to help graduates remain competitive and resilient in a labor market increasingly affected by automation. Finally, research is exploring the use of artificial intelligence in higher education. This includes addressing ethical concerns around AI-driven assessment, such as maintaining integrity, fairness, and reducing bias. It also examines the potential of generative AI to enhance pedagogy and learning experiences. PRODIGE. EU agencies play a crucial role in supporting evidence-based, data-driven policy for higher education and skills development. CEDFOP, the European Centre for the Development of Vocational Training, provides robust forecasts on digital skills and labor market trends. These insights help universities anticipate future demand and adapt curricula accordingly, and they feed directly into the European Skills Agenda to ensure alignment between education and workforce needs. The Joint Research Centre, or JRC, has developed key frameworks such as DIGCOMP for general digital competences and DIGCOMP EDU specifically for educators. These frameworks guide universities in defining, teaching, and assessing digital skills, ensuring that both students and staff develop the competencies required for a digitalist economy and society. The European Training Foundation, or ETF, focuses on cooperation with neighboring countries, including Georgia, supporting vocational and higher education reform. By acting as a bridge for EU policy transfer, the ETF helps these countries align their education and training systems with European standards and best practices, strengthening regional cooperation and improving. The EU's agenda-setting power goes beyond technology, focusing on embedding ethical standards into the digital transition. Through soft power and regulatory frameworks like the AI Act, GDPR, and microcredentials, the EU links digitalization with core values such as ethics, inclusion, and accessibility. This creates a European model where technological innovation is guided by societal principles, ensuring that digital tools serve people fairly and responsibly. These standards also have wider effects beyond the EU, influencing higher education systems in neighboring countries. By promoting ethical, inclusive, and accessible digital practices, the EU encourages institutions to adopt similar approaches, improving trust, interoperability, and quality in education and research. In this way, digitalization becomes not just a technical process, but a values-driven transformation shaping how universities operate and prepare students for the future. Even though full political accession to the EU is a complex process, Georgia's higher education sector has an open door to significant opportunities for modernization and alignment with European standards. Georgian institutions already enjoy full association with Horizon Europe and active participation in Erasmus+, particularly in capacity building and mobility projects, which provides access to funding, networks, and collaborative projects across Europe. To fully leverage these opportunities, higher education institutions in Georgia should focus on several key areas. First, developing comprehensive digital strategies aligned with the EU Digital Education Action Plan and the European Strategy for Universities will ensure institutions are prepared for future digital transformation. Second, forming partnerships by joining European university alliances as associated partners and participating in Horizon consortia will strengthen cross-border collaboration and research capacity. Third, skills mapping using EU tools like ESCO and CEDFOP can help align curricula with current and future labor market demands. Finally, investing in AI governance and data management systems will ensure compel. The European Union sets the standards and priorities for digital transformation, shaping education, skills, and employability across Europe and beyond. By aligning your institutions with EU frameworks and policies, you ensure that your students gain relevant, high-quality skills, making them competitive not just locally, but globally, and prepared to succeed in a rapidly digitalizing world. Our next topic focuses on mapping digital skill gaps among students and staff, a crucial step in reinforcing employability in digital education settings. We will first discuss the current barriers that prevent effective digital skills development. Understanding these obstacles allows institutions to target training, adapt curricula, and provide tailored support. By identifying gaps, we can ensure learners develop the competencies most in demand in the evolving digital labor market. In today's digitalist labor market, students who struggle to master essential digital tools risk being filtered out before they even graduate. Employers increasingly expect graduates to demonstrate practical digital competencies, not just theoretical knowledge, and lack of familiarity with common platforms, software, or collaborative tools can limit job opportunities. This means that traditional indicators of academic success, like grades, are becoming less important than the ability to apply digital skills effectively in real-world contexts. Recruiters now look for candidates who can perform tasks, solve problems, and communicate digitally, often in simulated or practical assessments during the hiring process. Being able to navigate digital environments confidently is essential for employability, as it reflects adaptability, efficiency, and readiness to work in modern workplaces. Therefore, developing strong digital competencies alongside academic learning is crucial for students to remain competitive and demonstrate their value to potential employers from the very start of their careers. Many universities are still focused on teaching traditional skills that were relevant in the past, but today's employers are seeking graduates with advanced digital fluency, skills that allow them to adapt quickly, collaborate online, and use technology creatively in the workplace. This gap between education and industry expectations can leave students underprepared for the realities of modern jobs. Beyond technical skills, a student's online presence has become increasingly important. Recruiters often review social media profiles, personal websites, or digital portfolios to assess professionalism, communication, and digital literacy. In many cases, a well-crafted online persona can have more impact than a CV, influencing hiring decisions by demonstrating initiative, creativity, and digital competence. Universities therefore need to not only teach up-to-date digital skills but also guide students on managing their digital identity responsibly. Preparing students in both areas ensures they are competitive, credible, and ready for the demands of today's digitally driven labor market. Digital inequality is increasingly shaping who succeeds in the job market, creating a subtle but powerful form of elitism in employability. Students who have consistent access to technology, quality digital training, and supportive learning environments develop skills that give them a clear advantage. Those without these opportunities, however, may struggle to meet the basic digital expectations of employers. Even if they excel academically, many employers now assume that candidates already possess a certain level of digital competence, treating it as a baseline requirement rather than a teachable skill. As a result, students who have not been formally trained or given structured opportunities to develop digital skills can be unfairly disadvantaged. This creates an invisible barrier where talent and potential are overlooked simply because of unequal access to technology and digital learning. Addressing this gap is essential. Higher education institutions must actively provide equitable digital training and support to ensure all students can compete fairly in a digitalist job market. Traditional career guidance often falls short because it doesn't reflect the digital realities of today's job market. Many students receive advice focused on conventional skills, CV building, or networking methods, while overlooking the digital tools, online collaboration, and virtual communication skills that employers now expect. This mismatch leaves students underprepared for practical challenges in digitally driven workplaces. At the same time, students' struggles with digital skills frequently go unnoticed. Unlike poor grades, which are visible and measurable, difficulties using software, managing online collaboration, or presenting professionally in digital environments often remain invisible to teachers, mentors, and even the students themselves. Yet these hidden digital failures can have very real consequences, limiting employability, reducing confidence, and closing doors to opportunities. To address this, career guidance must integrate digital competence into its core, helping students identify gaps, develop practical skills, and navigate the modern, technology-driven job market effectively. Only then can guidance be truly relevant and impactful. When university staff neglect their own digital skills, they unintentionally limit students' opportunities. Educators and administrators who are not confident with digital tools may struggle to integrate technology into teaching, assessments, or career preparation, meaning students miss out on essential practice and guidance. Without exposure to up-to-date digital methods, students may graduate with gaps in skills that employers now consider fundamental, reducing their employability. The problem is compounded by the rapid pace of change in the digital labor market. Technologies, software, and workplace practices evolve so quickly that universities often struggle to keep curricula, training, and guidance aligned with real-world demands. As a result, even well-intentioned programs can leave students underprepared for the jobs they will encounter after graduation. Addressing this requires ongoing professional development for staff, ensuring they remain digitally competent, and continuously updating educational strategies. By doing so, universities can better equip students to navigate a dynamic, digital-first workforce. You can start addressing this issue as a university team by assessing digital skill gaps among students and staff in your program. Begin by using 5 following steps for mapping digital skills. First, in the Competency Areas overview, list 4 to 5 digital competence areas that are most relevant to your program or institution. Focus on skills that directly impact learning, teaching, and employability. Next, move to the data collection map. Here, plan how you will gather information from students and staff. Note the methods you intend to use, explain why you chose them, and consider any challenges you might face, such as low response rates or incomplete data. Then, use the gap assessment grid to indicate where skill gaps are strongest. Base your markings on experience, observations, or any existing data you have. In priority setting, select 2 competence areas to address first, considering their importance and urgency for your program's success. Finally, in the final reflection box, summarize your emerging plan. Highlight key insights, actions you would take, and any remaining questions that need further investigation. This structured approach will help you identify gaps and